Welcome everybody and welcome to the Magical Garden with Bernadette. Today we're going to talk about microgreens. We're going to talk about those winter doldrums, and for gardeners like us, we kind of need to get our hands in it. So I brought some soil here today and I have some seeds here. I'm going to help you a little bit with at least get something started in the home that is good and nutritious for you and kind of help you through this little period of time. So we're going to be talking about microgreens here. So what I have here are many different stages of growing these microgreens. So we have here that were just planted. I'm going to go through the process of that. Here they just sprouted. So these are sunflower seeds, these peas. And then over here in the harvest phase, probably in a day or so. Alrighty, and these are microgreens that are lots of salad mixes in here. Okay, so there's arugula and there's lettuce in here and there's radish in here, many different types. Okay, so you can see the three different stages: just planted, just sprouted, and ready to harvest. The advantages of these microgreens is that they're pretty much a superfood. So basically the health benefits that you get from these plants when they're grown are amplified when they are just little sprouts and little greens that you can eat. So what you do here is you harvest them. Let me just show this to you again. When it's a little bit taller, I might even be able to do it now. I don't know if you can see what I have here, but you harvest them. My way of doing it is with a little scissor. Put them in a bowl, a little cold water, just to let them absorb that water, and then dry them off a bit, just drain it out or in a colander, and then put it in a Ziploc baggie. It should keep in your refrigerator for about a week or so. It never even lasts that long with us because we happen to like microgreens and we eat them a lot. Plus, they're very expensive in the supermarket, so you have a way to do this yourself. So let's get started with the process. So all you need is soil, any sort of container. As you can see, this was a to-go container. Stumbling on my words today. To-go container. I have some soil there, and these are peas that I have here. Put that there. I'm also going to be using another to-go container. I don't even know where this came from. And I'm using this as a weight, and I'll explain that to you. And then this was also used as weight. So what you can do is this. Again, so simple, easy peasy. You want to put some soil in your container. You don't need more than an inch or so. Okay? You also don't need anything special, meaning you don't have to buy special soil. Use what you have in your inventory, what you may have. This is regular potting mix that I mixed with Coco Coir or Coir, not C-O-I-R. There's some vermiculite and perlite because that's the mix that I like to use for my seeds. So I had this, alrighty. So I'm gonna just press that down a little bit. You can see why I'm using this as a weight. Then with that in mind, I'm going to actually pre-moisten this just a little bit. So here's my water. And by the way, if you have city water, it would benefit you and your plants to let your water sit out for about 24 hours. That is so that the chlorine and other chemicals get a chance to evaporate out. The reason why you want to do that is there's beneficial bacteria in the soil that the chlorine can kill off. So I put a little bit of water in there. This water was sitting out overnight. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take my seeds. So I have these from True Leaf Market. I saw this online. I'm actually really happy with the quality of these seeds. So they're non-GMO, which, believe it or not, when you are an individual, all seeds are non-GMO. I actually found out that it's against the law for any of us to be able to purchase GMO seeds unless you're a big company. So if you're in the agricultural industry and you're a big name, okay, they actually are able to get the GMO seeds. We are not. So anyway, that's just a little bit of information. Now, you're going to see that I have overseeded this, okay? Usually you spread them out just a little bit more. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. And let me seal this up and put it away. And I'm going to just have a nice thick layer of peas here. Alrighty, so you can see that. Alrighty, so it's hard for me, I can't tell what the camera's picking up. And then what I'm going to do is spray these down. It'll soften up the seeds. Let me hang that over there. And now what I'm going to do is use this cover to press down on the seeds. It's not a perfect fit, but I'm going to do the best I can and really plant these down. All right. I think that looks good. So now you really press down. The reason why you press them down is to mimic, well, number one, you want to put all of the seeds in contact with the soil, and the weight mimics soil being on top of them. Now, I'm not able to do it in this case because I don't have a light-proof container right now. But what you can do is put a weight on this and then cover it up so that it's in the dark, okay? So for instance, let me just show you with something that I had here. So I had these planted, all right? These are about 4 or 5 days old now. They were in the dark. What I did was I pressed this down, pressed all the seeds down, and then I put another container. Let me push this out of the way, just so I can demonstrate. And then I had another container stacked on top of it, so no light was getting in there. On the very top, I covered it up and put a weight on it. All right, so I took another container like this, another top like this, put weight on it, and then I put it in a light-proof area. And that can mean a drawer, that can mean in a toaster oven that you're not using at the moment, as long as it's light-proof as much as possible. So like this will probably go in the toaster oven, right? I'll probably cover it with a towel. You could do anything that you can do to make it light-proof. The reason is this: you want your seeds to look like this. When they come up, they're going to be very yellow and white. Once they're exposed to the light, which is again after maybe 3 or 4 days depending on your seed, as soon as they're exposed to the light, they go straight and they go towards the light really thickly. It's going to be like a carpet of seeds. Alrighty, and then when they get to a certain height is when you want to harvest them. So as you can see with this one, that's all it was. It was a little bit of white roots. You saw the root systems and everything, and from the time they sprouted and I saw that they were reaching for the light, in other words, the sprouts got big enough that it was literally pushing the lid off. That's when I knew that it was time to put under the lights. And in about 3 days from that is what I've got here. So either I will eat these tonight or tomorrow. These are obviously additions to a salad. It could be used in a sandwich. It could be used in soups and stews if you'd like to add greens to those things. I think they're just absolutely amazing and delicious. For instance, the sunflowers tasted like sunflowers. So if you like sunflowers, you will love the sprouts. If you like arugula and spicy stuff, because this is radish, arugula, and then I forget the other types of lettuce offhand. But that's what is in here. I'm a big salad person, so these will be eaten. I think we're supposed to have some tacos tonight, so we may be adding this to that because this has a nice spicy flavor to it. So in about 3 days for both these containers, alrighty, we should have sprouts, and once they sprout, they'll be put under the light, and after about maybe 3 or 4 days, I'm experimenting with the peas. I haven't done it yet. I have peas up here. I'm not sure if you can see that in the camera right now, but I've not used them in microgreens, and every bit of the pea is edible, so I'm going to give this a try. And one last tip. You can buy microgreen seeds for less than you thought you could. So I've been buying them by the pound, but I found out that you can actually go to your feed store. Now, I need to do a little bit more investigation, but for sure, and I've had great luck now, these black sunflower seeds that you can buy in big bags like this are absolutely wonderful. I've been using them. And the pricing of that, what did I think I got 5 pounds. The cost of that was the cost of 1 pound of the same seeds from another company, but it was labeled microgreen. So what you could do is do a little investigation and see what your local feed stores are selling. If you see something, I'm not sure what else the local feed stores would sell, but this is considered birdseed. So it's very inexpensive and can be used for microgreens, alrighty? And the other benefit of doing this, once you harvest it, the soil, let me see, if you were to lift this up, I don't want to, yeah, you can lift it up. I can lift it up. Actually, I lifted up a seed, so I'm going to actually eat that. Yeah, that was like arugula. So, it's very thick, and it's like a carpet of the roots here. It's like a thick carpet. That's actually what you want, alrighty? When you harvest your greens, you usually cannot them again, alright, because you've cut them. So what you can do is you just take that mat and put them right into your compost pile. So you're going to get an additional benefit from all of that. So this process is awesome. You can reuse almost anything. So reusing your garbage, basically, you can do. And it gives back by throwing the waste from this, or the soil from this, back into the compost pile. You can use these over and over and over again. Alrighty? So I think that's it for now. I'll be showing updates on the microgreens, so you can join me on this process. And if you would, subscribe to this channel. So I'd like to do live events and stuff like that, and from what I understand, I need at least 1,000 or more to host live events here on YouTube. So if you would do that, that would be awesome. So subscribe. I'm also on Facebook, The Magical Garden with Bernadette, and I'm also on Instagram, The Magical Garden with Bernadette. Many blessings to all of you. May there be peace between us all, and I hope to hear from you. Put your comments down there, and if you got questions about microgreens or any other sort of gardening tips, even if you're more experienced than me. I've been gardening for a couple of years, but no way am I an expert, but I'm trying. So I hope to hear from you all.